Inspirational fundraiser Scott Glynn admits that this year's Walk with Scott on Saturday is one he is very glad to be around for. His attendance, just like his very life, was in doubt when in February last year the Tranent resident was diagnosed with liver cancer. Tests at the Royal Infirmary of Edinburgh followed, which led to Scott being added to the transplant list, and he underwent life-saving surgery in October last year. He admitted to the Courier that this Saturday's Walk with Scott Foundation walk across East Lothian wasn't something he always thought he'd be around to see. The 55-year-old has raised hundreds of thousands of pounds for good causes through hosting charity walks over the last few years. And this weekend, 30 weeks after his transplant, he will be joined by a record turnout of more than 140 fellow Scotters as he takes on a 30-mile route for his 6th charity walk. The fundraiser and after-dinner speaker told the Courier, "It means a lot more to me now. To be honest, I didn't think I'd be here to see this one. The bad days are getting further apart and I'm getting better. I was out for a training walk last weekend and that was about 20 miles, so I think the crack of the day will get me through. This is a bit of a turning point because I did not think I'd be about for this walk. But I am still here, still breathing, and it's 30 miles, 30 weeks after the operation." Scott, a former president at Tranent's Ross High Rugby Club and chairman of youth group Recharge, said this year's route would take walkers from Ross High RFC to Long Nidra via Meadowmill, then to Haddington along the railway walk. From there it is back to Gladsmuir on the A199 before a stop for lunch at Boggs Holdings. After lunch, walkers travel through the Winton Estate to Pencaitland, Whitecraig and Musselburgh before calling it a day at Preston Lodge RFC in Preston Pans. Scott, of Elphinstone Road, added, "There were first-time walkers collecting t-shirts the other night and the guys, who have done it before, were saying how much they would enjoy it. It's had massive health benefits for people. There's some folk who have run 5K races, half marathons and marathons, and they'd never have done that without doing the walks. It will be all hugs and handshakes when we leave on Saturday. It is one big family." This year's walk will raise money for the Walk with Scott Foundation, with the proceeds used to buy a hand crank bike for Beyond Boundaries East Lothian, an adult beach wheelchair for Seaton Sands, and a motorized beach wheelchair for all ages at North Berwick, which will be available for hire. Scott is also determined to show others on the transplant list that they can return to a form of normality post-operation. He added, "I want to show people that, yes, you'll be different to how you were before. For me, I'm dictated to by the times I have to take my medication and I'm not as strong as I was before. But I want to show that those are minor things and you can get back to normal." Councillor Colin McGinn is a longtime friend of Scott's and a trustee of the Walk with Scott Foundation, www.walkwithscottfoundation.org. He said that Scott was a real marvel, adding, "Scott is the type of bloke that you want to work with. It will be great to be a part of the walk again this year." See www.walkwithscottfoundation.org.